Good day everyone. My name is Daya Cassandra and I'm going to discuss about death penalty. First, what is death penalty? The death penalty is a punishment for the people who make a serious crime. The Philippines was the first Asian country to abolish the death penalty under the 1987 Constitution. But it was reimposed during the administration of President Fidel Ramos to address the rising crime rate in 1993, only to be abolished again in 2006. After then, President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo signed a law, reducing maximum punishment to life imprisonment. However, after his election in May 2016, the new President Rodrigo Duterte has given public support to the reintroduction of the death penalty. On March 7, 2017, the House of Representatives overwhelmingly voted in favor of a bill to that effect. Senators, including PGA members, spoke out against efforts to reinstate the death penalty and managed to block the adoption of the bill. The Philippines have ratified both International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, or ICCPR, in 1986, and a second optional protocol aiming at the abolition of the death penalty in 2003. The reintroduction of death penalty. The passage of House Bill No. 7814 is an attempt on the part of the government of the Philippines to reintroduce the death penalty, who under the leadership of President Duterte has called for a return to the death penalty since his election in 2016. This bill aimed at strengthening the country's drug prevention and control. The next one is punishment. First, what is punishment? Punishment is when something is done to a person or animal that they do not like. It may be because they broke a rule. There are many kinds of punishment. From a death penalty for horrible crimes, punishment can be seen as good in society to prevent people from doing bad things. It can also be seen as cruel and unnecessary. It can also be seen more harm than good. And also punishment as the state's imposition of any type of sanction on an individual for an act that has violated criminal law. The next chapter will discuss the different types of punishment in the context of criminal law. It begins considering the two most common theories of punishment, the retribution and deterrence.
Deterrence theory. Juveniles commit crime because they make choice to do so, and this choice is based on the perceived risks and benefits of committing the delicate act. There are two types of deterrence. First, general deterrence. Seek to discourage would-be delinquent from committing delicate act because of the threat of punishment. Second, specific deterrence. Is sanctions imposed on adjudicated delinquent in order to prevent them from continuing to commit delicate act in the future. Retribution. Retribution punish inflicted on a person who has infringed on the right of others and so deserve to be penalized. The severity of the sanction should fit the seriousness of the crime. Underlying philosophy, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Deserve punishment means people should be punished according to the way they offended, or if they hurt someone, they should be hurt equally badly in return.
Good day everyone, I am represent Thiago, HM2B from AOL. And I'm here to proceed and discuss the topic we have. So, we are tackle what is retributivism means. So, retributivism, this is an act of people or a punishment for criminals who want a justice to other criminals for what crime they did. And according to my gathered information, retributivism is a way or a retaliating or punishment to fellow criminals based on what they did. This is done as a rule of criminal justice to criminals in retaliation for damage they have done. That's a short explanation what retributivism means. Next reporter, please.
Objection to the retribution justification of the death penalty. Death penalty. In 1987, the Philippines set a historic precedent by becoming the first Asian country in the modern times to abolish the death penalty for all crimes. The move formed part of the determined effort to restore respect for human rights. Following the ouster of President Ferdinand Marcos, the new government of President Corazon Aquino also formulated a constitution with a Bill of Rights, established an independent Commission of Human Rights, and acceded in the major international human rights treaties. Philippines was the first Asian country to abolish the death penalty under the 1987 Constitution, but it was reinforced during the administration of President Fidel Ramos to address the rising crime rate in 1993, only to be abolished again in 2006 after then President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo signed a law reducing. In 1863, Venezuela became the first country to abolish capital punishments for all crimes, including serious offenses against the state, treason, and military offenses in the time of war. According to President Rodrigo Duterte's adopted on March 2, 2021. The bill comes after years of President Duterte's unflagging insistence of reintroduce the death penalty to the Philippines, despite the country having abolished the capital punishment from all crimes in 2006. However, after his election in May 2016, the new President Rodrigo Duterte has given public support to the introduction of the death penalty on 7 March 2017. The House of Representatives overwhelming vote in favor of a bill that affects. Senators including PGA members spoke out against effort to reinstate the death penalty and managed to block the adoption of the bill. The Philippines have ratified both to the International Convention of the Civil and Political Rights, ICCRP, in 1986 and the second optional protocol aiming the abolition of the death penalty. At one time, the Philippines standing against a regional tide toward the increased use of death penalty and seeking clemency for its own national facing execution overseas stood as a positive role model in the Southeast Asia. Today, it risks losing the status, undermining its ability to protect Filipinos on death row abroad who may have been unfairly convicted. Yes, I am Raymar Gaspi Jimenez from BSHM2B. I am reporters for today's.
Good day again. Our next topic is all about, is the death penalty a deterrent? My answer is yes. Because first of all, many are afraid of the law like this. But there are also many people who are accused and die because of the false accusation, who are accused and convicted guilt. Because of cutting life, they value crimes that are escaped by the competent person and committed to people there is still guilt. Yes, let's say it helped in reducing crime, but what about the people who are struggling because they have no ability to defend themselves and fight the truth? They hold for their stand as a people just accused due to the false allegations. But according to my gathered information, death penalty has no deterrent effect. Death penalty laws falsely convince that government has taken effectively measures to combat crime and homicide. In reality, such law do nothing to protect us or our community from the act of dangerous criminals. That's all. Next reporter.
Are you agree or disagree with death penalty? In some countries, serious criminal as a serial murder and terrorist bomber hardly escape death sentence, while many complement on touch justice another contempt in mainly for religious reason. It's appeared to me that knows how are again the death penalty have failed to not notice the more human aspect behind the seemingly inhuman charge. May I will look at those human aspect as again those to the opposite. First of all, death penalty proves to be an effective kill. One to war all approach law enforcement. Crime rate in Philippines have reportedly been failed to a certain level since in the implementation of death penalty by nature, whether it has to do with the fear caused by uncertainty of afterlife or not, human being would be appeared to death sentence in a sense is kind of physiological approach to put of the evil flame in mankind. Secondly, some people to deserve to harsh punishment for their wicked act against humanity, a serial murder who launched those on innocent children and terrorists who launch attack the kill hundred can you figure and another penalty to resort to for paying the blood. These beings have even relatives like lighter crime like corruption